Hello, everybody. This is a grumpy old guy gaming. Been having a ton of fun covering Dungeons and Doom nights. We should be wrapping up on that fairly soon on the main sort of game. As a backer, I went in at the normal edition. The team at Artix gave so many extras, from the testing ROMs to the final release to the care they put into the final package. And actually, earlier this month, I believe it was April 1st, they sent out an email with a Chaos ROM pack, everything from a digital interactive soundtrack to the game that inspired the project, and a couple fun modifications. So I'm probably going to hit those as their own random one or two episode things down the line as well. But I needed sort of a palette refresher, if you will. And I was looking for a game that was not typically what I would play, and generally speaking, a PC title engine with the title, game with the title Yo Bro is about as far from me as you get. Now, you'll notice it is woefully quiet here. The audio isn't messed up, but one thing I noticed about this game, aside from the fact that you literally play a skateboarding Berenstain Bear from the looks of it, is the fact that the music seems to all be Beach Boys songs. Not the biggest Beach Boys fan myself, sorry to those this somehow upsets in any way, shape, or form, but I'm thinking if there's one person who might be more upset than myself at hearing Beach Boys music played on MIDI file the entire playthrough, it's probably whoever handles their rights management. So I went ahead and turned it off because I don't know if it's licensed, and quite frankly, I don't want to listen to California Girls while, dying. You do have a fairly robust options screen, and it's a game that could be played one or two players. And as you can see, as this is a game that was released in 1991, you are a bear skateboarding around in the pinkest of backwards ball caps. Going to Santa Cruz, as the road sign says there. Do we want to load a game from backup memory? I do not, because I was fooling around earlier just to kind of get the controls, which is going to make this all the more embarrassing when I play like I've got my eyes shut. North Santa Cruz, we have to take out killer plants. Hit button 1, and you can see we could just sort of move around here. We can jump, pick up these power-ups, get that nice little text box there, grab random people off the streets. I assume we're saving them because we're the good guy. Get a most satisfying on that health power-up. See, there's another plant growing. You'll also see a little pink arrow down in our little bar there. And that's just sort of a indicator where our next plant is to take out. Meantime, I'm just going to keep grabbing random people who are slowly walking around the streets. It's apparently not kidnapping because we're the good guy. Also, it would be bear napping because we're a skateboarding bear with a slingshot. Did I mention the slingshot yet? You probably got that at release 1991. Now, these plants are fairly daunting, as are those random dogs with what look like boat propellers on the front of their boards, and they're just kind of going around with no other purpose than to mess with our day. I don't know. Maybe they don't like our shorts. Maybe it's a dog-eat-dog world and we're a skateboarding bear. It's tough to say, really. It's early in the morning, and I haven't had nearly enough coffee to be human. But I did have enough to be awake, and honestly, I'm having a little bit of fun with this game. Controls a little blocky because, direction pad, but aside from that, it's what you'd expect, and fairly responsive. There you saw one of the little shrubs that the killer plant done took me out. They do a pretty good job of homing in on you and then just sort of go about their own direction. As you could see, the plants take a little while to take down. Had a bit too much speed there, couldn't stop in time. I ran head first. It's really that dog that's messing with me. Need to get rid of the dog or the plant while not running too far into the other plant. As you can see, stopped from the quick turnaround by that building. The diagonal is really the toughest thing on this one. Gotta watch the water puddles too. You see an 8-point health bar down there along with 2 little bear heads that are our extra lives. You can even set the point range, you get extra, and I love this in the options. It actually says extra bros instead of extra lives. Like, this game was going for all of the early 90s tood it could muster, and it's fairly charming. I do like the fact that you slow down in the grass, because obviously you would. Brings back a simpler time when, soda machines were still 25 cents. And looking for me? Well, not really. Actually, just avoiding chainsaw-wielding skateboard dogs. But hey, you were there, so. Racking up a decent score for me, up over 8,000. In my practice run, I got to about 12. I was actually playing a bit better than this. Ack is right. Just try and jump over. I don't even know what hit us there. Maybe it's the fact that we tried to jump through. Okay, apparently if you're going too fast and you jump, you fall off and lose some health. So you are not a pro skateboarding bear. You're strictly at the novice range. Worth noting. Okay, it's that plant guy. I gotta find more health. Not sure if there is. Well, we're down to our last point for this life. Circle around. Didn't quite turn straight up like I thought, and then it overturned the other way. So that's the first life down. Not very great. But that's just me undercorrecting, then overcompensating. There's a little gray sort of alien dude. He's wearing a suit, which I guess makes him the man, but also an alien, because, yeah, actually that checks for 91. Get a little eat this nasty quote from Slingshot Bear, and hey, we pick up a small fry there, which gets, again, the most 90s of yeah. I enjoy these little snapshots in time games, where you just see some of the things, and they clearly indicative of their time in the world and nothing else. Nobody is going around quoting, yo bro. Honestly, it's a game that I've played 2 or 3 times casually, and if you would have asked me about it before I fired it up today, I'd have still kind of forgotten it existed. Really want to forget these effing dogs exist. There we go. Hit it, got in a no way puppy, and then we take it down. It says, play dead, Fido. Run into the most blonde pair of twins you've ever seen. And apparently we called one Tyke, so that's a thing. Plants take a bunch of hits after a while. More fries, and now we're stoked. I may have just done this video to just repeat the phrases. Entirely possible. Dog's back. Not sure if this is a new dog, or if they just respawn things when we're taking too long. If so, then we're going to spend a lot of time here. Because, I'm clearly getting no better at handling this board. Dogs go in a fairly erratic pattern. As you could see, Muscle Dog not the most accurate on what looks to be a hoverboard now that I'm looking at it. Because of course it would be. Really racking up the points, saving the people though. Gonna put saving in quotes. Jumped over the grass there to show just how good I am, and then crash and burn just to show how good I am. another plant. A little low for that plant. That kind of sucked. Avoiding that red building, because in my practice playthrough I found that random bombs started dropping on me when I crossed that red building. I don't know whether it was a time thing or just what happens when you reach the red building, but it was decidedly awful. So we're just going to avoid that. One thing we won't avoid, taking out enemies like we know what we're doing. Take out the dog, take out the little helper shrubs. Now if we could just get ourselves situated and take out that big old plant there. Okay, a little further forward. There we go. Already got in its puny sort of stage. There's an extra grand. We're up over 20,000. Get more fries. This game brought to you by the French fried potato. See, I was worried about that. Unless you hit it dead on when it shrinks, you will miss the hitbox. There's some soda. Apparently some righteous soda. Can only assume highly caffeinated. Much of the artificial sweetener and or high fructose corn syrup. Get taken down from behind by Buzzsaw, the hoverboard dog. And then take him out as he drifts to a standstill while we're firing at that plant. Get our health power up, which apparently there's only one in this board. At least one per life from what I'm gathering. Says there's another plant over this way. Gonna say to the right, because this doesn't feel like the game that needs cardinal directions. Up, down, left, right seems about fine. There is said plant. Gonna try and square up. Going to back up because we had way too much steam going into that sucker. Oh, there's the bombs. Okay, apparently it's a time or last plant sort of deal. And because it would just be too much for bombs to be anything it hits is destroyed, they tend to just mess you up. The enemies could just sit there and, have them fall right on top of them, and it's no big deal. As for us, we kind of got to watch that stuff. Hey, we got the plant done, and that is North Santa Cruz, I guess. Let's see how many kids we saved. Saved 13, baker's dozen. Puts us over 32,000. That ain't bad at all. Now we get to go to East Santa Cruz with the Killer Bees. I'm sure this would be a different Beach Boys track if I would have actually got this far into the game in my practice run. If you can track this game down, feel free to let me know, because I'm probably never going to play this with the music again. Here we get some beehives, and I'm just going to keep hitting this one like crazy before it turns into a whole bunch of bees that are bound to mess me up in ways I can't even imagine. I love the color palette for this game. It's nice and bright. Sprites represent well. Really a nice, fun game. Yeah, those are the bees, and apparently when they run into the kids, they turn them into those little blue skeleton things. I guess. Let's see. Yeah, nothing really happens when we interact with them. Not sure if I could shoot them. Nope, doesn't really do anything. Frickin' hoverboard dog's gonna be with us forever, apparently. Was really hoping Fido was only a stage 1 kind of deal. Such is not the case. Gotta back up a little, get this centered, which is weird because I press left and the board goes right, but we were pinned against the bottom of the screen there, so I suppose there was some margin for error. Grab a soda, and then wow, we got a rad rail, bro. Whatever that means. Even that was too early 90s for me. Oh. Okay. So the bees are coming in these little like tornado sort of sprites, and they're slowly encroaching, and then all of a sudden there's effing four of them on the screen. That's no good at all. We gotta find that hive nearby. Not digging that in the least. See the skeletons really piling up. East Santa Cruz, nowhere near the success story that we had in the north. Stun Buzz, not sure we're going to get around to killing him, and I should really stop calling him Buzz when we're facing literal killer bees. Yeah, it is tough. Once you get caught in those, they slow you down, and yeah, this is going to be game over for us, as you literally can't escape through four of them. That is an interesting little bit of game design. I did get through, and then I wiped out trying to escape. So yeah, you gotta literally fight your way through those suckers, and that's something. Grab our little weapon upgrade there, I'm hoping. Also just gonna look for kids to rescue like crazy, because as we've established, once the bees start flying, the bonus points start dying. Little bit of a graphics glitch there. Saw the menu briefly for reasons I cannot explain, nor can I explain why I just face planted into a beehive. I'm pretty sure I was slow enough to stop, but the game feels otherwise, and I really can't argue with it because it's code. There's another grand to us, putting us over 40,000. As you can see, we got one bear left, and I think that was a bear well earned. As I want to say, the default is every 30,000 points gets you an extra bro. Y'all thought I'd forget about the bro stuff, didn't you? Okay, 3 shots took down that bee. Still taking 4 to take down the dog, but such is life. Yep, now we're starting to see dead kids pop up. Not really, not really what you expect to be saying in a day, and yet when you're covering video games, I guess you kind of got to prepare for anything. Backing up, the dog dodged us. And after we only telegraphed our movements that terribly, how did it see our plan coming? There we go. Finally did adjust in time to take the dog down. Now we just gotta... Oh, I tried to make it out of the way in time, and now I'm stuck in bee hell. Did just escape getting too bad, and then I wiped out on a bit of uneven pavement. Yeah, this game is literally hitting all of my memories of the 90s. Uneven pavement, killer bees, hoverboarding dogs. Yeah, seems real. So the key is, like a yacht, I was holding in the direction button as I jumped, and that's really not advisable. Backing off, taking care of the bees. Gonna let Fido get back on the board, but yeah, sometimes you gotta take the lesser of the evils. And sometimes you just gotta get the heck out of that block, because it seems like there were 2 swarms of bees coming at us every time we stabilized. There's a health power up. I'll get that much to your detriment at this point, because that means I get to play that much longer. There's another hive down. Not sure if we'll get to the soda. Oh, look at that. Right around the bees and the hoverboard dog in time before the soda blanked out. By the way, not for nothing, that was a quick sort of phase out time on that. I don't think it really does anything for us. I could be wrong there. It may give us some health back, but because we're at full health, and I'm not sure if that was the large heart we got and me just being lucky since, or if the soda gave us anything other than points and probably the word righteous in the text bar, but yeah, is what it is, and certainly not unwanted. And again, probably citrusy flavored and neon colored cans. Because 1991. Not that we didn't have tons of soda options, but, you know. The really wonky sodas, as I remember, didn't come out till like the early 2000s, because that was a time for just strange. Taken down again by a hoverboard dog. So let's just go ahead and put it out of its misery. Keep us in our misery, because by the time we take the dog out, there's like 55 bees coming after us. Isn't that delightful? And then the bombs. We have clearly taken too much time, and the game cares not for our existence. So we get bombs that do not affect bees, because bees and bombs start with the same damn letter. That's logic. Granted, we're a bear. By that logic, we should be safe. We ain't safe. And now we're trapped. Managed to jump out of the trap. Now that I understand how it works, unfortunately I still haven't figured out not to faceplant into giant alien super destructive beehives. Get wiped out, because that's what happens when a giant bomb falls from the sky apropos of nothing onto your backwards baseball cap. Only 2 health left there, and dodge the dog, and just kinda looking for something to do at this point. I don't think there are any more kids to rescue. I'm pretty sure the bees got to them all. Past what's very clearly a bank up there, and I could tell that because of the earth colors and the red roof. That's what several banks in this area looked like about 30 years ago. This area being where I live, not East Santa Cruz. I have no real... Wow, we got wiped out there, despite my best efforts. And there you see a beehive built on water. Seems like a bit of an engineering marvel, really. The bombs come down incredibly fast after a while, to the point where you literally have to be moving as you play, and if you slow down too much, there goes another life. Got one more life. Let's see if we can at least get 50. 50 grand, I feel, is an acceptable amount of points for playing this terribly. We're up to 49.3. So the key is just rescue the kids. Rescue the kids early and let the rest handle itself. I do want to take down Water Hive while we're not getting bombed like crazy. As I've officially decided, this is my nemesis of the level. Water Hive is down, 50,000 points have been attained. Grabbing the Righteous Soda. Maybe it's a Dr. Righteous, who's to say? Saw one of the kids did get got to by that swarm of bees, and now we've got several swarms of bees and a Fido. Just not gonna fight overly hard on this one. As you can see, the enemies are many and varied and are relentless. It's a fun little game. Like, if this is your style of game, I could see having some real laughs with this. As for me, it's a great passing distraction, and like I said, a break from the usual. As I'm probably going to wrap up here, grab a bit more caffeine, and get back to the usual. Because that's how my off days are. Actually gaining a bit of traction here. I'm not careful, I could wind up with another life here. Wouldn't that just be the worst? Don't worry, with the way this level's playing, I don't see it happening. They're strategically using the grass for that quick stop. and grabbing some fries for more yacht action. Only 4 health left, which means we actually have more bees chasing us than we have health. Literally everything wanted to stop us from taking out that beehive, but we would not be deterred, even if it did cost us half our remaining health, and probably isn't going to allow us to advance much further in the actual game. Just gonna make our last stand against this awful tornado of bees. And by goodness, we got through them, and we're sitting at 59,000 somehow. Also, not sure where this swarm of bees actually generated from, as we took out the hive that it seems to have come from the direction of. Maybe it came from this one here. I guess I can't discount that. Really want to, but I can't. Oh, Buzz had our number there. As in the dog, not the bees. I'm just going to call every damn thing Buzz. Buzz is keyword for bad in level 2. Little jump there. Don't know if it helped. Gonna pretend it did. Because sometimes it's just nice to feel like you're capable. Take a quick turn around there. Take out the dog. We're at 59,750. Only got 1 hit point left, and we're stuck in the grass versus the bees. Can we take them out? Yes, we can, and we get an extra bro. Probably not going to make you sit through the extra bro. We've got the measure of this game down. But we are going to keep going. I do believe that just said microbrain, which, you know, again, checks out for 90s. Weird insults that somehow cut deeper than they ever really should. Let's see if we could take out this hive here. Nice. Got a Yasoda as opposed to the typical Righteous. Now it looks like we got 1 more hive. But we're gonna fall first. Guys, this has been a grumpy old guy gaming with some yo bro. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I've certainly enjoyed playing it. As you could see how the animation works, it's nice to have that on the static sort of preface screen. You all take care, and we'll see you around.